Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing? Good to see you all. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and sound is working. And the images are working. So yes, I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. I'm looking forward to the new year because I've been invited to a party, so I'm really excited about that. Normally, I stay in on New Year's Eve and fall asleep in front of the telly or watch an old movie that, I haven't watched for a while. Normally Wuthering Heights or Last of the Mohicans, because those tend to be my two favourites. But yeah, this year I'm going to a party, so really, really looking forward to that. If anybody's wondering what I'm chewing, it is a Gaviscon tablet. I've got terrible tummy ache. It is just starting to become a daily thing now, so I'm just going to have to get used to it. Hi, Elle. Just lost what I was typing, not typing it again. Elle, I'm sure it'll come back to you at 2 o'clock this morning. That's normally when these things come back to you. Hi, Pete. Hi, Andrea. Good to see you. Elle, lovely to see you. Pete, I saw you being shopping for a bass guitar. Nice one. Any specific brand that you're looking for? Hi, Chris C. I see as well that you've got a migraine. Ooh, I don't envy you. Diz, hello, my darling. Hope all is good. Billy, thank you for joining. Who else have we got in chat? Have I missed anybody? Don't want to miss anybody. No, I don't think I've missed anybody. So thank you guys for joining me this evening. I really, really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so I did actually record a short when I was on my run earlier today and I forgot to upload it. So it's just to remind you all that I was coming live tonight and, one of the things that I was going to say to you guys is what your favourite present was this year. If not present, what was your favourite moment over the Christmas period? Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, most things are closed, so we end up having to stay in and do indoors things, or some of us go out and do outdoors things, but you know what I mean. So yes, what was your favourite thing from this Christmas season? Give us a like, guys, if you are watching. It would be really, really appreciated. Share on your socials as well. That would be fabulous. And I've had lots of highlights this Christmas, but I did promise that I was going to show you guys these trainers. And here they are. My new Terex trainers for running. They've not been worn yet. They will be worn when it's not muddy. Yeah, I know, but my other trainers are still going strong. They're not broken yet, and they are still waterproof. So same, exactly the same specs, just different color, because they didn't have the black ones, so I had to get purple. Collapse, things fall on the floor. So the only thing I don't like is it's got green and purple on the laces, although I've always thought that green and purple go well together. But anyway, these are my new trainers. Can't wait to try them out, but it will be when it's dry. So that's my sort of main highlight. It's from my mummy for Christmas. I also got some Tupperware, because you know how over the years you have Tupperware and you have the tubs but no matching lids, or you have the lids and no matching tubs. I honestly do not know how that happens. Just before I carry on, guys, I see that there's some sort of lag with my recording. So if everything does go tits up, I shall be, I'll just end the stream there. I'm not going to try and reconnect. I am going to be going to contact a new supplier for my internet access, because I think I'm being ripped off, to be honest. So that's going to be my next thing. Is so much to do for the new year. Got a few Argos vouchers for Christmas, so putting it to the base. Fabulous. They go to the same place as Odd Socks, which they certainly do. Yes, they do. I think the Odd Socks match up with the Odd Tupperware. And they go walking off into the sunset, the big love heart around them. I once took a photo, this is a few years ago now, of 15 socks that I had lost the other pair of. 15. Well, when I say I lost, I didn't lose them. The washing machine lost them. But yeah, 15 odd socks. I did manage to find about 5 of the matching ones, but yeah, that was, you know, so those socks got chucked in the bin. Sometimes if you threaten to leave, they'll reduce the price. Oh, at Terex make plant, don't they? Billy, yes, Terex means earth, terra. So these are trail running shoes, earth running shoes, basically. So that's, yeah. And the soles of the shoes are Continental tire rubber. Can't really go wrong with that. I've always preferred Continental tires to other tires, although tires on my car are the cheapest, well, the mid-range ones that, you know, because I can't afford the expensive ones. Pete, you're a past master at losing socks. Scottish champion, 7 years running. Brilliant. Do you get like a gold sock? Oh, that's an idea. You could take a sock and spray paint it gold. There, you can hang it on your wall, put a ribbon around it, hang it on your wall. I think that's a brilliant idea. Chris, I did that with Sky at the beginning of the year. They hiked my broadband to 48 a month, phoned them, and they reduced it to 27. Thing is, I will contact my current supplier, but to be honest, it's not really worth what I'm paying them, because I can't watch terrestrial TV through the box. The aerial is not connected. Well, it was connected, but the pigeons shag on the aerial. So every time there's a strong wind, the aerial comes loose, and there's that much to watch on TV. And if I do want to watch live TV, I can always watch it on another channel, some way, shape or form. So really, I don't see the point. So yeah, I'll just see what I can get for the cheapest that's got good broadband, obviously good broadband connection. And I definitely do need a new router. This router's a good few years old now, so a new router would be most welcome. And I shall buy myself a few new cables as well. There's a shoe outlet in Crook, County Durham, and I know an ultra who wears their stuff. What? The Adidas Terex or another brand. A lot of people tend to wear Hoka. They're quite popular, but the most popular brand this year on the Strava app, which I use, which a lot of runners use, was ASICS. I have used ASICS before. I do quite like them, but generally those shoes are measured on road running shoes, but it's just the brand. When you pay for Strava, I do. Purely because I want the stats and I want the information that it gives me for my training. You record what shoes you wear in your training. When you're just getting the basic, you don't. So there's probably loads of people who don't pay, who haven't even got their shoes listed on there. But I know that quite a few people do wear the Terex shoes now. I've been wearing them for, this is hang on, black ones, blue ones. The other blue ones, pink ones, and these ones. This is my 5th pair. This is my 5th pair of these trainers. Hi, Freestyle. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. So yeah, Chris, I have decent broadband, however, waiting for full fibre to finally be installed around my area. Openreach have been in the area installing the equipment. Yeah, same here. So I'm not sure what's happening. We'll see. Fingers crossed that I can actually get proper. Can you name the brand, Billy? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can name the brand. I'm not here doing advertising for Adidas, you know. They don't pay me. I wish they did. That would be nice, get free stuff. But no, they don't pay me. I just prefer their shoes. I have not, since I've been wearing these trainers, I have not had any blisters. Not one. Not one. And from all my other running shoes that I used through the years, I would always get blisters in different places. What I do like about these, though, and that's the thing that really is where the problem comes in for me, the back part here is actually material. So you don't get that rubbing on the back of your heel, which is where I would get blisters. And that's why I don't wear Doc Martens, because they've got that solid back which rubs on the back of my heel. So yeah, Innovate. Okay, thank you, Billy, sorry, Innovate. I'm not familiar with them. Chris, I love Skechers, find them to be the most comfortable going. However, as I am boycotting American products, I refuse to replace my last pair of Skechers. There you go. There you go. I'm sure you'll find another brand that are just as good. I recommend Adidas. That's just my preferred brand. I found out as well that my sister and brother-in-law also wear the Terex. They wear the hiking shoes, so they also wear them. So I was like, oh, that's good. So that was my most expensive gift over Christmas, which I actually bought for myself, but my mum bought it for me, if you know what I mean. I took it with me. I didn't wrap it because my nephew, he started running. He's fast. He's so fast, but he's young. He's young. And so we are going to be doing the, oh my goodness, I can never get the name of the flipping racetrack. Is it Ascot, Royal Ascot in Liverpool? There's a 12th of July next year. There's a 5K and a 10K. I'll be doing the 5K. I've told him he has to do the 10K because he's fast. He will, if he sticks to his training plan, he will pace me. He will outpace me. I know he'll finish before me, and I'm only doing the 5K. So yeah, but he's young. He's very young. Oh, to be that age again. Sub 22 is what he's doing a 5K in, sub 22 at the minute. But in Liverpool, they don't have hills, and the race course there is flat. So that's to his advantage. I'm used to running hills. So, but I have looked, there is a race coming up in Nottingham in March that I'm possibly going to, I think it's Nottingham, that I'm possibly going to enter. It's a flat track, flat race. So I should be able to get a decent time on my 5K, faster than normal. Pete's nothing fancy, but I use high tech for outdoor wear, light and comfortable. Yeah, I've used Aintree. That's it. Thank you, Diz. Thank you. Aintree. That's the one. Aintree, where they have the Grand National. Yeah. High tech are fine. I used to wear high tech. I did used to wear high tech. So, you know, it's what you prefer, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, it's what you prefer to wear. So, yeah. Hi, Sarah. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. So, what I thought we'd do tonight is have a look at our star signs for 2026. And these are the daft star signs. So I thought we'd have a bit of fun. They're quite long, so I'm probably just going to read a short bit. So bear with me. So anybody who is Aries, that's March the 21st to April the 19th. Aries in 2026 is like a live concert of emotions, loud, unpredictable, and potentially dangerous for everyone present. You'll run before you have a plan. Actually, you'll run before you even know where there should be a plan. You'll say, I'll do it, and only regret it when you're already knee-deep in chaos or when the fire department arrives. Speaking of fire department, I nearly set my house on fire this evening. I had egg and chips for tea. I know, boring, easy, just, yeah, couldn't be bothered. I'd got a chicken breast out of the freezer this morning, but it wasn't defrosted. And I thought, I'm not going to cook it while it's part frozen. It's not worth the risk. So that's tomorrow's dinner. So I do oven chips because I don't have a big fat fryer or an air fryer. I do oven chips. And I did the fried egg. I did a fried egg on, I've got a small frying pan that I put on the stove and put the egg in, took the egg out onto a sliced toast. Off I went into the living room, and then I'm sat there and I'm like, I can smell something burning. I hadn't turned off the stove and I hadn't moved the pan off of the ring. So yeah, luckily the smoke alarm didn't go off, so I had to put the extractor fan on, open the door, so it's now freezing in the dining room. But you know, at least the house is not on fire. It just smells, you know, that burnt oil smell. You know, when you make pancakes, I don't know if you make pancakes like this, but I always put the oil in the pan, get it boiling hot, then tip the oil out and put the pancake mixture into the pan without the actual oil in the pan, if that makes sense. So it's that smell that you get when the oil's burning. Yeah. So Sarah, I saw that you said you are Aries. Oh, can't go wrong with a cheeky egg and chips. Andrea, definitely not. Did I see the hotel fire in Glasgow? No casualties, thank goodness. I didn't. Oh no, I'm just glad that there was nobody injured. That's awful. It's absolutely awful. So back to Aries, your energy is admirable and at the same time frightening. When you love, you do it with fire. When you hate, you do it with flamethrowers. So watch out for Aries, guys. Fire sign, carry a flamethrower in their back pocket. Taurus, the sensual, stubborn one. I'm a Taurus, and I will agree with that. Very, very stubborn. 20th of April till the 20th of May. Taurus in 2026, pure indulgence, baby. You love good food, soft blankets, luxurious bath products, expensive candles, and people who leave you alone. Very true. You're the ultimate chill out sign among the zodiac signs until someone steals your piece of cake. Then you transform into a steamroller ball, crushing everything in its path. You're as loyal as a golden retriever, but as stubborn as a donkey, cuddly as a teddy bear, but as dangerous as a grizzly bear if someone approaches you before your first cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm not a morning person at all. I can attest to the fact that all those things are true. I don't drink coffee, though. I have tea. So, yeah, just leave me alone in the morning and people leave me alone. Any Taurians in the chat? Gemini, the walking contradiction, May the 21st to June the 20th. In 2026, Gemini will once again be everywhere and nowhere at once, a quantum physics phenomenon in human form. You are the epitome of multitasking, even if nothing really gets done. You start 5 new projects, but don't finish any of them because you discover a new hobby in the process, pottery blindfolded or knitting in the dark, or philosophy for cats. Nothing wrong with philosophy for cats. I actually am covered in a bit of cat fur today because Florrie, my 3-legged cat, she wants scratchers, but she doesn't want scratchers. So I have to pick her up under protest and put her on my knee and hold her while I stroke her and scratch her and clean her and do all the stuff because she hasn't got very good hygiene. She doesn't have a back leg on that side, so she can't scratch on her left side. She gets acne under her chin, and so I do this whole routine with her. And she's also her claws, the actual claw base. I have to clean those out. She hates that. She absolutely hates that because, of course, you've got to push down on the pad to get the claw out. So you've actually can clean around the bottom of the claw. She's a scruff bag. She's an absolute scruff bag. She's a beautiful looking cat. She's got a lovely gingery face, and then she's a tortie. She's very, very small, but she's always got a mucky nose, so I have to clean that for her and her ear as well. So I clean out her ears of all the wax and everything. So now moving on to Cancer, the emotional world savior. June 21st to July 22nd. Yes, you're sensitive. Yes, you cry at the vet, even if you're just there for a vaccination for your hamster. Yes, you cry at commercials, romantic movies, and when someone is too nice to you. But Cancers in 2026 take their emotional world with the seriousness of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You cook for others even though you're hungry yourself. You listen to your friends' problems even when they're dying inside. You're dying inside. You're the nation's emotional garbage disposal. Pete Denkart, lovely to see you. You're a Taurus as well. So I'm pretty sure that you have the same stuff as me going on. Billy, yeah, the pan's seasoned. Yeah. luckily I've got another frying pan that my sister got me last year for Christmas. So that's a good one as well. But yeah, so I'm probably going to have to throw that one away. Chris C, that doesn't sound anything like me at all. Chris C, were you referring to Cancer or Gemini there? Then again, don't forget, these are jokey star signs. These are not serious ones. Billy, philosophy for cats, halfway through the preface. Cancer, I hope mine give me the final push to go. So we've got a few Cancerians here. So yeah, basically, you know, I think the message there for Cancer is make sure you protect yourself from people like that. Don't let them take you, you know, for a ride. Leo, the self-proclaimed superstar, July 23rd to August 22nd. Leos in 2026 will enter rooms as if they were the grand finale of a talent show. With spotlights, confetti, and mental string music, they need applause like other people need oxygen. And this is very true of Leos. Leos love the spotlight, absolutely love the spotlight. Many, many Leos have hair, lots of hair, and they are the lion. They are that sort of, I want to be seen in the spotlight. If you can't get a stage, you simply build one yourself in the living room, on Instagram, on TikTok, or if necessary, in the supermarket row 5, Friday evening at 6 p.m. So there we go, Leo, that's you sorted. Virgo, control in human form, August the 23rd to September the 22nd. And these are actually quite clever with the names because Virgos do like to be in control. They're quite OCD. In 2026, you'll have everything under control again, except your sleep habits, because you're still writing to-do lists at 3 a.m. Your emotions, which you sort into Excel spreadsheets, and the need to explain to everyone how to do things right. Spoiler alert, only you'll do it right. Virgos are perfection on 2 legs, combined with a touch of neurotic, purging frenzy, and a dash of I told you so energy. Libra, the diplomatic dictator, September 23rd to October 22nd. Diplomatic? I don't know. I've got a few Libra friends and none of them are really diplomatic. Dictators, yes, but diplomatic, no. Libras in 2026 are living proof that you can throw an entire kingdom into chaos with a charming smile and then convince everyone that it was your own idea. You want peace, harmony, and a perfectly balanced life, but beware, if someone asks you a question about making a decision, then you escape with a bag of licorice into the next existential crisis. That's Libras. Scorpios, the charming psychopath. Yeah, that sounds right. October the 23rd to November the 21st. In 2026, you're the reason people can't sleep at night. And you know what? You enjoy it. You carry revenge in your heart like others carry their cell phones. Always with you, fully charged, ready for action. But with style, of course. You can undress someone with a single glance or destroy them depending on your mood. Sagittarius, the missionary chaos. I'll take that as being a religious missionary and not a position. November 22nd to December the 21st. Sagittarians are the personification of wanderlust flash mobs with a touch of I know everything better. Oh yes, that was my dad. My dad was a Sagittarian. He knew everything better. In 2026, you'll first book that flight to Bali and then wonder if you even have a vacation or money or a passport. Details. You have answers to questions no one has asked, and you do so with a conviction as if you were the last prophet on the planet. Your favorite phrase, trust me, I've researched this, while wildly referencing TikTok videos of amateur astrologers soaking their crystals in full moon water. Nothing wrong with soaking your crystals in full moon water. Full moon on the 3rd of January, guys, for those of you who are interested. Capricorn, the controlled apocalypse, December 22nd to January 19th. We're in Capricorn at the moment. If 2026 were a company meeting, you'd moderate it, even in your sleep. You probably give better presentations, even in your sleep, than others do while awake. Capricorns are so organized that they have their birth planned in advance, including a backup date and backup plan. You have a backup plan for the end of the world, an Excel spreadsheet for your emotions, columns, emotion, intensity, duration, actions, and at least 2 insurance policies for things that statistically will never happen. No, I was married to a Capricorn, and no, wasn't like that at all. Aquarius, the intergalactic eccentric, 20th of January to February the 18th. Aquarians in 2026 are out of this world, and we mean that literally. You're probably an alien masquerading as a human. You wear Crocs with pride and socks to trigger even more people. Discuss the quantum physics of love with your reflection and have probably already started a petition to officially adopt the dolphin zodiac sign. You love swimming against the tide, even when no one's watching, especially when that's the case. If you could, you'd live in a caravan made of recycled pizza boxes, run your Wi-Fi on solar energy, and sew your clothes from old curtains, and then give a TED talk about it. And the last sign in the zodiacs, Pisces, the 12th house, the emotional puzzle, February the 19th to March the 20th. Pisces in 2026 will be living in their own Netflix documentary with the telling title, I Feel, Therefore I Am, a journey through tears and daydreams. You're a walking emotion with legs. Sometimes you're a rolling drop of water that doesn't know where it belongs. Pisces, if you haven't already gathered, is a water sign. Your horoscope is 90% tears, 5% fantasy, 3% Spotify playlists with songs like Sad But Aesthetic, and 2% tissues. So there you go. Conclusion for 2026, a year full of galactic irony. If you're thinking that's complete nonsense, that's absolutely true. Mission accomplished. But let's be honest, a little laugh at yourself never hurt anyone. I'll link this into the description box at the end, so because there is actually more to each star sign, so you can go and have a look and read it at your leisure. It's a good giggle. So yeah, nothing massively serious there. Sorry, I see we've had some people join us. Hi, Liam. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. Hope all is good. Andrea, no more tears. You've had enough this year. Ozzy Osbourne song, No More Tears. Brilliant track. It's actually one of my favorites. It's my favorite album, actually. So let's have a look. Anybody else joined? Charge those crystals. Absolutely, Andrea. That is my plan. Sorry, just checking. Pete's inviting us to Scotland. I'm there with bells on, Pete. Billy, you'll be 60 on Thursday. Wow. Happy birthday for Thursday. That's amazing. Well done for making it that far. I'm 57 next year. So not far off. Very scary. Very scary to think that I've gotten to this age and I'm still alive. I didn't fit into the 27 club. I thought I would. I thought that I would. Andrea says, glad Christmas is behind me. Who's had a bad Christmas? Sorry, I'm different feeds. Age is definitely a privilege, Diz. It really, really is. It really is. I remember my dad, when he was told that he had 3 months to live, he said, well, this is the worst day of my life. And I always looked at him as being young. You know, I always saw him as being young. I never saw him as being an old man. And yeah, I think we don't realize, do we? And as we get older, you know, when we're young, teenagers and in our 20s, we think we are immortal. We do think we are immortal. And we can't picture ourselves older. Even now at 56, I don't feel 56. I really don't. Some days I do. Definitely some days I do, but most days I don't. Most days I feel probably 36. Had a brilliant run today. Absolutely brilliant run today. just brilliant. 5Ks, really, really good run. Nice time. Didn't make a PB, but it was a good time. Lots of hills on my route. So, yeah, no wonder I'm not going to get a PB, but it was just a nice run. Each day without bad health is a blessing. Liam, it most definitely is. It most definitely is. Pete Dencart, I'm 56 in May. I'm very surprised I passed 50. What with the lifestyle I lead? Pete, tell us about your lifestyle. I'm 64, surprised myself, danced with the devil a few times, but he couldn't keep up. Sorry, guys. I have a friend who drums with the devil. Yeah, and the devil can't keep up with him either. So yeah, Andrea, I'm 27 and feeling very mortal. Pulled something in my back today. Ouch. Ouch. Chris C, 42 next June. 42 is a good age, Chris. Did you know 42 is when Jupiter appears in your chart again? In astrology, Jupiter takes 42 years to go around your chart. So when you were born, Jupiter was in a specific place on your chart, and it will be back in that same place again. And then it takes another 42 years. So that's at 84 years, it will be back in the same place. And it is a very, very massive impact on your life at 42. Because of the size of the planet, it has a huge impact on your life. So everything that you thought you know, you don't. Everything will change. I think possibly that's why they say, the phrase a midlife crisis has come about. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I do think that 42 for me was a good year. I did enjoy my 42nd year. It was a lot of fun. Liam, I'm 32 and beginning to appreciate life much more. And we do. I think the older we get, the more we appreciate life. There are things that I wish I'd not done in my youth. I wish I'd never smoked. If there was one thing that I could go back and change, it would be that. Dreadful relationships, dreadful jobs, but smoking is the one thing that has fucked up my life. I have COPD. Yeah, I still run, but I would be a lot faster if I hadn't smoked for all those years. And it's going to get to the stage as I'm older where I'm going to need to go on oxygen. So I am trying to stave that off as long as possible by running, by doing all the cardio that I need to. Speaking of cardio, has anybody seen I'm sad because I lost videos from Andrew Tate when he lost the fight against Chase Damore. He's blaming all sorts of things. He says he felt he got tired after round 2, but he hadn't been training cardio. I'm going to be doing a video on it, guys, so watch out for that. But yeah, he was saying that nobody's there for him when he's depressed, but Andrew Tate doesn't believe in depression. Then he was saying that he thinks that God was the reason why he lost. But he converted to Islam. So then he would say Allah, surely. Hi, Mithril. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. I hope I've not missed anybody from the chat. What a cracking stream, testament all over the place. I think it's good because we're coming to the end of the year. And it is a good time to think about, letting go of all the shit that we went through this past year and grabbing hold of all the good stuff that's going to come in the new year. You don't allow that vile, disgusting piece of trash to reside in your watch history. I actually do have a playlist of his stuff, his own videos, and well, not his videos, but people that I watch that take him to pieces, and videos that I've done on him and about all the stuff that he is alleged to be charged with, all the Grape and SA and SV and DV and so on and so on. So Tate went Muslimic with Shakira law. Yeah, I don't know. Tate, he's a loser. He's a loser. He lost, you know. He lost, and he was never, like he says he was a world champion. He wasn't a world champion in any major category. He, you know, as in fight category, he won the fights that he, you know, fought in, but he wasn't brilliant. And I mean, he chose to fight Chase Damore, who is a shit boxer. Chase Damore, I don't know if you've seen him, he fights like that. Like, worse than a girl. Not that, you know, there's anything wrong with fighting like that, but the majority of the fight, they were dancing. They were holding on to each other. And there is one shot of Tate on his knees. Looks like he's, you know, worshipping Chase's manhood. But yeah, I will be doing a video on that during the week. I'm going to be recording a video after I've done this live stream before I go and watch a movie and have my pudding. Andrea, my algorithm is all space, wildlife, and a smidge of psychology and feminism. Nothing wrong with some feminism there. Definitely add the feminism in. I refuse to watch Tate as it's feeding the algorithm, and I much prefer my suggested videos not to be filled up with extreme right-wing BS. Yeah. Silly flamboyant dancing. Oh, God, yeah, with no socks on. Who doesn't wear socks with shoes? It's gross. It's gross. Sweaty, smelly feet in sweaty shoes. Just and then you can feel all of the ridges inside the shoes. No, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. That's just really, really wrong. So speaking of, yes, what was I speaking of? Speaking of Jupiter, 3I Atlas is on its way to Jupiter. Let's see that there. Mithril, me, nobody else is going to wear those shoes. You get me a bit of time. How you decorate it is up to you. I've enjoyed my life on the whole. Thankfully, would have hated myself for wasting it. Yeah. Worse than a girl. I once got chinned in Castle Douglas when she missed her female opponent. Bugger. Okay. He is a waste of oxygen, Diz. He is a waste of oxygen. But unfortunately, he is and has been influencing a lot of young boys and men with his vile misogyny. And I think somebody has to call it out. And because I talk about feminism on my videos, I don't really talk about it live stream because it's it can get very heated. But on my videos, I talk about it, and I do get a huge amount of trolls on those videos commenting and calling me all sorts of things, and that's okay. I don't care. Really doesn't bother me at all. So 3I Atlas defies expectations with asymmetric glow. So it's on its way to Jupiter now, hurtling towards Jupiter like a cosmic rebel. This article is from International Business Times, go figure. Came up on my feed last night. I always sit and go through news articles on my phone at night before I'm going to do a live stream and think, oh, this is a daft story. I'll talk about that one. Because, you know, not everybody sees the same shit I do because, you know, your algorithms are algorithms and they will show you what you want to see. So, yeah, I tend to, on my Google, have all sorts of shit coming up. And I also do follow a lot of local newspapers as well. So like Manchester Evening News, Worksop Guardian, Nottingham something or other, Birmingham something. I tend to follow that because you get a lot of local sort of crime stats and who's been in court for Grape, etc. So It's refusing to fade quietly into the night, captured at 6:05 UTC on December the 26th by Space Tracker. This unenhanced image, and I will put this onto the link because it's a really, really cool image, shows a pin-sharp nucleus shrouded in a lopsided coma or coma. So a comet will use Spike as the comet. So let's say the comet is flying through the sky. That's, his nose is with the direction. So it has an aura around it, which is generally even, but this one is slightly odd on one side. So I will link that into the description so you can go and have a look at the image. It's a really cool image though. A sight that defies what we'd expect from a weary interstellar traveler cooling off after its solar close shave. NASA's Parker Solar Probe imaged it via WISPR from October 18th to November the 5th, detecting hydroxyl, water tracer, CO2 gas, and H2O ice in the coma, with pre-perihelion sunward jets, cyanogen glow, and millimeter scale anti-tail grains. Does anybody know what all that means? Astronomers are on edge as this third confirmed visitor from outside our solar system speeds away at more than 60 kilometers per second. Its strange shape and stubborn energy suggests secrets that could change how we think about these rare flybys. With Jupiter's gravity pulling on it, every new frame like this is important because it gives us clues about whether 3I Atlas will finally act like a textbook comet or keep going against the grain. So, so, a lot of people, myself included there, were speculating, is it a UFO? Is it coming to Earth? And probably isn't a UFO, But if it was a UFO, why would it come to Earth, one of the smallest planets in the solar system? Surely it would go to Jupiter because it's the largest planet. And maybe if there are aliens on there, maybe they are able to live in that gas giant, whereas Earth would kill them. The atmosphere here would kill them. We don't know. Fur coat, no knickers. What the hell are you on about now? There's a female scientist who won an award finding organic blocks in empty space. Interesting. I shall have to look that up. Robinson is the same as Tate, all mouth, no action. Absolutely. Okay, that's what it is now. All mouth, no trousers, all coat, fur coat, no knickers. Okay, get it now, guys. Get it. I had to go back up the feed a little bit. Hi, Mikey. Thank you for joining, my love. Great to have you here. Yes. Please, thank you for popping that link on, Chris. Does anybody know his Tan's going live this evening? I'm not sure. I meant to check before I came live, but I was frantically trying to feed the cats and get them sorted. So yeah, if it was a UFO, with aliens on board, why would it come to Earth? Surely it would want to go to the largest planet. And we are so egotistical that we think that if there is life out there, that they would want to come to Earth. I don't think they would. And, 3I Atlas probably flew by and thought, not a fucking chance am I stopping there with all that shit that's going on. They're beyond helping. They're beyond helping. Thanks, Chris. Yes. Diz, yes, 8 p.m. Great. Can you pop a link up, Diz or Chris, to that, to Tan's channel for me? Great. Thank you. Please, 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 if you don't already watch Tan, go have a watch. She's absolutely brilliant. I just love her to bits. I really do. What's Mikey said? If it was a UFO, those are the dumbest aliens ever. Well, are they? Are they, or were they heading to a different planet than Earth? And were they dumb or were they intelligent from going past Earth and carrying on? Because seriously, who would want to land on this bloody planet at the moment with all the shit that we have going on? Thank you for linking it, guys. Really appreciate it. So yeah, you know, we could say they're the dumbest, but they could very well be the cleverest. Because we know the certain people on this planet that we're talking about that are the ones that they're probably avoiding. I mean, you know, the old joke, take me to your leader, see the orange man. No, don't worry, we're off. Bye. So speaking of things that we are unsure of, an article that came up on my feed from New Atlas, There's Always a Better Way, another scientific journal-y thingy. This is a new one to me. I've not seen it before, but I thought it came up, it was really interesting. Now, I don't know if anybody knows, but there are 5,200 holes carved into a Peruvian mountain left by an ancient economy. That's what they figured it out to be. It's Monte Sierpe, or Serpent Mountain. And these holes stretch, I think it's 1.5 miles or something. It's nearly a mile, 1.5 kilometers long. So they stretch this way, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like they're 8 across. So quite interesting, this. I'll also link this into the description box after the live stream's finished. For nearly a century, a strange band of thousands of holes carved into a Peruvian hillside has defied explanation, stretching for nearly a mile. Along the edge of the Pisco Valley, Monte Sierpe, Serpent Mountain appears to be a deliberate, repetitive, and almost mathematical feature. But its real purpose has so far eluded scientists. And the reason I'm looking at this computer is because this computer was being stupid again. And again, it comes down to broadband, and hopefully I'll get it sorted in the new year. Now, researchers from the University of Sydney believe they have cracked the code of the so-called band of holes with a far more human explanation than previously thought. In fact, the archaeologists have found new clues that point to the mysterious stretch of holdout ground as being some kind of indigenous trade and accounting system that had been built into the landscape and primarily used during the late intermediate period, which in this region spans roughly 1000 and 1450 CE, that's Common Era. So probably around the 14th century. Why would ancient peoples make over 5,000 holes in the foothills of southern Peru, said Dr. Jacob Bongers, lead author and digital archaeologist at the University of Sydney. I can't believe that that's the guy's name. Were they gardened? Did they capture water? Did they have an agricultural function? We don't know why they are here, but we have produced some promising new data that yield important clues and support novel theories about the site's use. So I will link this, as I said, using drones to map the site in unprecedented detail. The researchers found numerical patterns in the placement, hinting at a hidden functionality beyond aesthetics. They also discovered that Monte Sierpe is similar to the structure of at least one Inca quipu, an ancient knotted string accounting device that was recovered from the same valley. This is an extraordinary discovery that expands understandings about the origins and diversity of indigenous accounting practices within and beyond the Andes, Bongers said. So that's all very interesting, isn't it? And it sort of brings me back to, you know, Stonehenge and what was its real purpose, because there's been so much, you know, discussion around the purpose. Is it a calendar? Was it an ancient worshipping site? You know, there have been bones that have been discovered underneath some of the stones. There have been many other henges found in the area. There's Woodhenge, which is not too far, which has the same sort of geometrics as Stonehenge itself. So it's all like, you know, when we think about the ancient peoples and what they did, how did they do it? And I think I talked about Stonehenge recently as well. And also, midwinter this year, I meant to talk about it the other day, a black cat was at the henge up on one of the stones. It was somebody's pet cat on a lead, so it wasn't just there as in like it appeared. But it is a lucky omen for 2026. Black cats are lucky, they're not bad luck. The bad luck thing is just a load of bollocks. They are good luck. So here in the UK, they are. We've always said, you know, a black cat crosses your path, it's good luck. If you are watching, guys, please click the like button. Let's get a few more likes. Got 12 watching, 7 likes. So it'd be great if we could have that, you know, matching up. Witchy my partner, says, thanks for recommending Twin Paranormal. Watch the last one in the Appalachian Mountains. It was top notch. Watch the one 2 weeks before, Alistair. And thank you for joining the channel tonight. Yeah, the one 2 weeks before was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The Appalachians one, I was a little bit like, oh, well, it didn't live up to its usual self, but they're not on tonight, I don't think, which is sad because I do enjoy their show. I really do. They're funny and stuff happens. Excuse me, guys. Chrissy, I think my computer is playing silly bugger. That's vanished now. It's telling me it is sleeting at the moment. Looks out of the window. It is bone dry. Hopefully it's not sleeting. Check out Darren, WC21 Productions UK Limited. Okay, Darren, is he also a paranormal ghost hunter thing? They've got a snow bomb in New York. Oh my God, don't tell my niece. She's going to New York for New Year's Eve. She leaves here on the 30th. I hope she can land. She's so excited. She is so excited. Darren, WC21 Productions. I shall have a look at that. I'm surprised it's not come up because, you know, I get lots of suggestions of paranormal stuff coming up. You're on the other side of that system getting trapped in the rain. That sucks, Mikey. The channel World of Antiquity does a live stream every month on new discoveries, archaeology. Very good indeed. And that brings me to the next article that I've got up here, which is an archaeological article. This is from BBC News. I found a sword and there's a hand on the end of it. Dated yesterday's date, 27th of December. Some metal detectorists dream of making the find that changes history, and 90-year-old Dave Darby has done just that twice. His first major discovery was of a Grand Roman villa estate near Northampton, and that was followed by an Anglo-Saxon cemetery. Archaeologist Stephen Young says Mr. Darby embodies the best of what it means to be a metal detectorist and an archaeological enthusiast. Yet for Mr. Darby from Kislingbury, near Northamptonshire, the greatest joy is finding ancient artifacts. You pick it up and think, what was the person like who owned it, he says. His interest in metal detecting goes back to 1964 when he was helping his father in his garden. All of a sudden, he bent down and picked something up, and it was a coin, recalls Mr. Darby. Experts from Northampton Museum explained it dated to the reign of George III, 1760 to 1820. And I was hooked on what they were showing me, so I decided I was going to get a metal detector. Over the decades, he made many finds, but the one that first attracted international attention was the 1996 discovery at Whitehall Farm of a Roman villa estate. The extensive complex dated to the early 3rd to late 4th centuries included 2 bathhouses complete with tessellated mosaic floors and 2 2nd century roundhouses. I was detecting in a particular field and looking around, there was pottery laying around. Then I started to find Roman coins, says Mr. Darby. And the farmer had come along to see how I was doing. And I said, you have a Roman site here. I wish behind my house in the fields, we get a lot of metal detectorists out there. And I wish they would find a Roman settlement. I really, really do. They turned for advice to Mr. Young, who had worked with Mr. Darby since the mid-1980s. I want to find the bit about the sword with the hand. Okay, his discovery of a sword and skeleton helped archaeologists unearth a previously unknown cemetery. So His next massive discovery came when the same landowner offered him another field to survey. He went to this nice flat field, and about 10 yards, 9 meters away from the hedge at the top, I got this fantastic signal, he says. And out came a lady's Saxon brooch. So I kept scratching around and I found a piece of metal which I thought could be part of a sword. I rang my son and said, "You need to come. I found a sword and there's a hand on the end of it." By the time his son Peter turned up, the police had arrived to check the human remains were not the result of a recent unaliving. The discovery in 2003 became known as the Anglo-Saxon warrior. Further excavations in the area unearthed 5 more graves, and then a few years later, about 23 sets of remains were discovered. The burials revealed family groupings with some of women's remains found to be of local origin. So how cool is that? You know, just finding a sword with a hand attached to it. What an amazing thing. What an absolutely amazing thing to find. I always look down when I'm running because obviously, you know, roots are my enemy. I remember when I was a kid digging by the front door of our house when I lived in Doncaster, I found an old 1 penny coin, one of the big ones. Obviously somebody came home and was rooting for the keys in the pocket and dropped on the, you know, into the soil. But isn't it amazing the things that we can find in the earth that people have just discarded or left behind? And it makes you wonder as well, because I remember recently, I must try and find it actually, because I can't remember who the archaeologist was, but there was a discovery of a grave and they thought it was a man, but it turned out to be a woman that was buried, and she was a warrior. She had her sword, she had her shield, she had all of the belongings that you would expect a male to have. But so that just proves that there were female warriors in the Celtic tribes. There are signs advising people not to approach them, and there are signs for motorists to reduce speed so they don't hit the birds. Oh, what birdies? What birdies? Oh, peacocks. Wow. They are very, very noisy. Very noisy. They're the big. Yeah. There used to be some that lived when I lived in South Africa in my parents. So there were like 2 hills into a valley and the main road ran through the valley. There was our village on this side and another sort of area on that side. And you could hear the peacocks from the farms on that side over on our side. A lot of history for Romans in South Lanarkshire. When they rediverted the M74, they dig up roundhouses above the Clyde River in Hamilton area. That's interesting because I thought, do you want me to do that again, Pete? I'm not doing that again. You've had my peacock interpretation for tonight. I thought the Romans pretty much stopped at Hadrian's Wall. You need that for your soundboard. Take the recording and use it, but please, please, please credit me. Credit me. That's all I ask, is just credit me. No, Pete, I'm not doing it again. Because I know I've been to what's it called? The Roman village that's there on the sort of south side of the wall. Can't remember the name of it now. It's a big one. I know that much. It's a very big one. And I've been there and I found that really, really interesting. I'll give you a laugh. When I lived in Stoke, I was on the bus one day and a male swan boarded and started attacking the driver as the female swan and her young crossed the road in front. Oh, that is just beautiful. That is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love that male swan did that. That is just absolutely beautiful. And you know, swans mate for life. They do actually mate for life. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, that's the happy story. That's the happy story that I'm going to end tonight's stream on. Because I do love swans. They are swans, robins and wrens and obviously ravens. But swans from a water bird perspective, because they mate for life. And they're just so beautiful. They glide, don't they? Meanwhile, their little feet are paddling like mad underwater. The Romans stopped at the borders because they got their asses kicked. Oh, absolutely, Pete. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Lanarkshire is south of the Max Roman, lots of Roman roads, camps, even a bridge, which, okay, I'm not 100% up with my Scottish geography. So, yeah, thank you, though, for, because, you know, educate me. I've been to Scotland twice. Both times were not long enough. Both times were not long enough. So I'm saving up. Well, besides the fact that I need new equipment for recording and streaming and stuff, I am saving up for a camper van. I really, really, really want a camper van. Doesn't have to be new. It can be old, one that I can fix up and, you know, make it my own, paint it black, put the witchy goth on the side of it, you know, and travel around with my cats, because I don't like leaving my cats. Although I have a cat sitter, I have to take Thorn with me because because of his diabetes, so he has to go with me. And he was actually really chilled out on the drive back from my mum's from Liverpool. It's a long drive, it's 2.5 hours, and I let him free in the car because he was so stressed the last time he was in the car, when he was in the car for a long time, and he sat on the back seat between the two seats, and I got a litter tray for him and I put some water down for him, so he had access to everything that he needed. And every now and again he'd get on my knee, and then as soon as I start having to use my clutch pedal, he'd get off because, like, I'm disturbing him with my left leg now. With your voice, if you can make the sound of first part of the noise a cockerel makes and sustain it, you can do a impersonation of a TIE fighter. Elle, thank you for the challenge. Thank you for the challenge. I shall definitely have to try that. Mithril, I prefer great crested grebes as waterbirds or moorhens and coots. We've got lots of coots on the dam behind me. It's a fishing dam, and there are loads of coots there, and ducks, obviously, and gulls. Every now and again we get swans landing, but they don't stay long enough, and I don't think it's a big enough dam. There are lots of fish because it is a fishing dam, and the man who tends the dam, who own it, they have a nursery on their property. I'm friends with them. I wave at them every day pretty much when I see them. Mithril, Pete stays next to a nature reserve, lots of them, and vicious big fuckers scare the crap out of me. Hi, Joe, lovely to see you. Quoting your pagan side, all father's blessings to you all, thank you, and all goddess blessings to you. Swans are not bullies. They tend to sort out disagreements on the water. They do. I just love that sound of them, though, when they are flapping over the water and they're just about to take off, and that sound is just amazing. When I go up to Thornborough Henge, there's a dam there as well, Nosterfield. It's a big water area. You can bird watch. You can't catch, you're not allowed to catch any fish there, but there are a lot of swans that fly over there, and their wings are so impressive, and the sound, that sort of whoosh that they make. Have you seen a mallard trying to make love to a drake? It's like full-on grape, grabbing the feathers on the back of the neck. Interesting is that female ducks turn into male-looking ducks after the mating season is over. I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think somebody said that to me once, and I never checked it, so I'm probably talking a load of bollocks. Do they? Yeah, Andrea, I can believe that, because cats have barbs on theirs, don't they? That's why cats yowl. It's brutal to watch. If they were human, they would be charged. Yeah. I've missed something here. Could you just read some Ladybird Book of Nursery Rhymes with a glint in your eye? What, me read some nursery rhymes? No. It's a long time since I've read nursery rhymes. Although I've been thinking about writing another story, but this time an original one, not actually using Rocky Horror and Addams Family, but something original. So it's on my to-do list for the next year. I'm going to head off, guys, because I want to have some pudding and I want to record this video about Russell Brand and the antics that he's been getting up to. And I'm possibly going to go live tomorrow evening. Not 100% sure because I want to do a long run tomorrow. And I also need to go to B&Q. I want to get some paint and some stuff because I want to decorate my house a little bit in January. Now that I've sort of deferred my studying, I can get on with stuff like that. And there's quite a lot of things that I want to do. So I shall hopefully see you. Who we got there? Zhao, you could read some in German. Yeah, I know. It's there's that video, isn't there, where the guy speaks in English and in French and in Japanese and then in German, and it always sounds so angry. But I do love the German language. I do love the guttural sounds. It is one of my favorite sort of, you know, I think it's like Afrikaans. I swear a lot in Afrikaans because some of those words that you can't get better swear words. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to enjoy my pudding. It is a piece of chocolate Yule log, the one with the thick chocolate on the outside and some brandy cream. So all good and fattening. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow, guys. If not, it will be Tuesday. And I want to do a predictions for 2026. So I'm going to have my crystal ball with me. So you may want to watch that and see what that is all about. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to go and watch Tans, and I'll see you soon. Blessed be, guys. Mwah.